So here's another just a quick tech tip. It's the day before opening day of trout season. I'm sitting here on the deck overlooking the lake, and I realized that there was a couple things. I've shown videos at the end of the year. I typically, will clean all my lines, and usually it's just a matter of maybe a scrubby pad or just a paper towel and just wiping down your lines real well with maybe a little bit of water or something on it. I do on occasion when I get a cheaper line, and this is a kind of a cheap line I bought recently, and it casts really well, except that it's a little bit rough, and I used it all last summer on the Huron River. And if you fish a lot of warm water like I do for smallmouths, you build up a lot of just junk on your rods and lines and stuff. And cleaning your line is real important, especially for if you're trying to do any kind of long casts. And you'll feel it. It'll be like, kind of going through there. So I did clean this line, and it was still casting a little funky. Now, the better lines have more polishers built into them, but sometimes these cheaper lines are not quite as good. And it's probably a good thing to do anyway on your better lines. I do it on my better lines too. I've been using this stuff, this Rio Agent X fly line dressing. There's a million of these. This is not, I'm not, like promoting it. But basically what it is it's a wax that you put on your, it's a polymer that you put on the outside of your line. It makes it casts a little bit better. It's you certainly hear it. It's not making a lot of noise. So I dress my line with that, and it's usually just a paper towel, and you run it through this stuff and you let it dry, like in your living room or something, for about 10 minutes or so, and then you buff it off. So it's like a wax like that you would do on your car or something like that. So you buff it off and it makes it cast a lot smoother. The thing that I don't normally talk about is your rod. And as the line is moving through the eyelets, there's a friction element there. But there's also a lot of friction element that's on the rod itself. So one of the things that I do, I don't know if you're supposed to do it, but I do, and it seems to make a difference, is I use the same stuff and I'll put it on my rod. I don't put it on, where the ferrules join, but just, on the parts where the line is going to rub against that. And again, that's another friction point. So I'll just, I'll put the stuff on, I wait for 5 minutes, and then I just kind of, just sort of buff it like you're just going to buff a regular, like if you're buffing your car or something like that. And I also make sure that I get all my eyes done really well. You will be amazed, especially like when you're double hauling, you'll be amazed at how much more responsive your rod will be. So one is cleaning, the other one is putting like a little bit of this sort of, I don't even know what kind of wax it is on here. I don't think it even says on these products, but it basically just makes it just a little more, what do I want to say? Just slipperier. And I think, that's just one of those little tips that may help you out. But don't forget your rod. Clean your line, but don't forget your rod. Okay? And that's all I have for today.